It's Wednesday, December 26th, the day after Christmas, here on Guy's Daily Drive. So, good afternoon. Here we are. It is the day after Christmas of 2018. And I had to work today, which kind of sucked, especially after having a long weekend. I had, of course, Saturday and Sunday, and then government had off Monday, and of course, then Christmas Day. So that was like 4 days in a row that I had off that I didn't have to take any leave for. So, yay! But now it's back to the grind. Yeah, not so much yay. And I had a good Christmas, though. Nearly everything that I had on my list I got. On the fun side, one of the things I asked for was this candy that I kind of fell in love with. Not this last Halloween, but the one before that. It's this kind of hard candy, but it's in the shape of like bones and skulls and all different kinds of things with different colors. It's quite tasty, and got that. I got Tracy got me 2 shirts and 2 Jerry Garcia ties. I'm wearing one of them. Well, you can't really see it that well. I'm not going to start messing around with that while I'm trying to record this show and also still trying to drive. Just not a good idea. Let's see. Guy got me this. It's like a dual lavalier microphone that you can plug into a single headphone port that you would use like on the way I record Guy's Daily Drive with this iPod Touch. Peter and Liza got me the candy, and I also got another shirt from Liza's mom, or actually Liza and Liza's mom. So I got like all the stuff that I wanted, certainly all the stuff that I asked for, and the boys got a lot of great stuff, of course, and Tracy got some herbal candles and smelly stuff that she likes. I was going to do the entire Christmas dinner last night, but it ended up being a little bit overwhelming. So pretty much all I did was the roast. And I did a roast last year that didn't turn out that great. And this one also had its problems, but it was not because of any particular thing I did. I followed the directions that I found online, and those directions I think were for a roast that was smaller than the one I got. I got like this 6-pound roast. I mean, it was a beast, and literally, and it wasn't cheap, but it was a really, really good cut of meat. And so I seasoned it, and then I seared it, and then I put it into the oven, 375 for 30 minutes, and then it was supposed to be, 375 after the searing, 20 minutes per pound. So that's what I did, 6-pound roast. I did it for 2 hours. Well, in all honesty, it probably could have used another hour because it was. If you like your prime rib rare, you would have really, really liked the roast that I made last night. I happen to like it rare, but that was a little too rare for me. Unfortunately, because we'd already put the sides in and they were ready to go, I couldn't just throw it in for, another hour. So we made do with it as is, and we have enough. We're going to have some more of it tonight, but we're going to recook parts of it. But the beef itself was delicious. I mean, this was a really, really good cut of beef, and I didn't get it at like a big supermarket. When I'm going to go out and get meat of nearly any kind for a special occasion, there's a butcher store in Springfield, Virginia that I go to, and they have, besides having very, very good prices, they also have much better cuts of meat than what you'll typically get at the grocery store. So this roast that I got, oh my God. And again, it wasn't cheap. It was pretty pricey. But well worth it. I think it was well worth it, even though I undercooked the crap out of it. So Peter came Monday, and he stayed, of course, Monday, Christmas Day, and he should be home when I get home. He has to go back home tonight, or maybe tomorrow morning, because he has to go back to work. And Guy, of course, was there, and we had Liza over. Liza's mother was supposed to come, but she couldn't make it because she got a migraine. And the amount of food that we had was just way too much for just 5 people. But that's Christmas and Thanksgiving all the time, every year anyway. So, but it was really, really good, and everyone seemed to have a pretty good time. Some of Peter's friends came over Christmas Eve, and then a few more came over Christmas night, and they played video games and watched silly movies. This is something I don't understand that a lot of the kids do today, or at least a lot of Peter's friends do. And I don't know if they're typical for his generation or not, but they seem to like to go out of their way to get a bad movie or a movie they don't like, and then get a bunch of friends over, and then sit around drinking and making fun of the movie. And I mean, they will hoot and holler and yell and scream. They're obviously having a wonderful time. But if I'm going to take the time to sit down and watch a movie, and I know the movie isn't any good, well then, why wouldn't I just go and do something else instead? I mean, to take the time to watch a 2-hour movie, and then to spend all that time criticizing it and finding new ways or new reasons to not like it, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I sat down with Peter and Guy and one of Peter's friends to watch this movie called Heredity, which was not a bad movie. It's not a movie that, based on what it was all about, and I'm not going to do any spoilers here. You can go and check the reviews yourself. It was a very, very disturbing movie, and as good as it was, as well as it was shot, as good as the acting was and the characters were, I will never ever watch this movie again. It's just so disturbing on so many levels that I can't even imagine the mind that came up with this story and thought, what, this should be on the big screen. It's that weird of a movie. So anyway, we have some plans for New Year's Eve. Currently, Tracy and I are going to meet up with one of the other neighbors, a couple, husband and wife in the neighborhood, and we're going to go out to dinner. Now, what happens after that? No idea. I don't know what's going to happen after that. Probably nothing, because, we're all late 50s, early 60s now. So it's not like, hey, let's go out and, dance the night away and stay up until 5 o'clock in the morning. The kinds of stupid things that we did, where it was fun at the time when we were in our 20s and 30s. Yeah, those days are kind of in the rearview mirror. So I think that's about it. I had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you all did too. And I hope you'll, for New Year's, please, as you're out and about, do not drink and drive. Be very, very careful. And that's going to about do it for me. If you would like to find out more about some of the stuff that I do, you can go to my new website, vertshark.com. And you can also check me out on the Twitters, where my Twitter handle there is either at vertshark or at MacParrot. I also do a podcast with Mr. Gazmaz on the weekends called the MyMac.com Podcast. You can find that. We're coming up on 500 shows for that podcast. Next year will be 9 years? Yeah, next March, this coming March, in about 3 months, it'll be 9 years that Gaz and I have been doing the MyMac.com podcast. Also, tonight, for example, I'm going to be recording a Mac to the Future live cast over on Facebook. So you can find that by looking up my name or joining the Mac to the Future Facebook group, where it's simulcast in both places. You can contact me via email. My email address is guy@mymac.com, probably. And we have a Skype telephone number. Really, we do. Area code 703-436-9501. That is the number to call. One of these days I'll figure out some way to cheaply do a something where you people can actually call in and talk to me if you so desire. Tried it a couple times with a couple different tools, didn't work that well. But I will try again, probably sometime next year. What else? If you would like to help support the things that I do, I have a Patreon page, patreon.com/MacParrot. I also have a coffee page. You can find that, ko-fi.com/MacParrot. Anything that you can contribute would be greatly appreciated. It's always a big help, because I pay for all this stuff out of my own pocket. And I think that is going to about do it. So thank you all for watching and or listening. Don't forget that you can also, if you're watching this on YouTube, where you can find it by looking up Guy's Daily Drive, you can also find it in iTunes as a audio-only podcast, Guy's Daily Drive, as well as the audio version of the Mac to the Future livecast that I'll be doing tonight. So for the third time, that's going to do it. And I will catch you next time on Guy's Daily Drive.